this is something different. And I guess for you, like, none of that really existed, at least on paper, right? Or like in the public, to the same degree, in the public eye, until probably you guys won your first national championship, right? That's when, at least for me, and probably a lot of people out there, it's like, oh, like it puts you guys in, where it's like, oh, Texas is here, like they're and this program's no joke. Like, describe that experience going from, okay, I think in 2019 you still had, I think you were part of the V8 that, still finished in, on the medals dock, right, getting second, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
But then obviously pandemic and all that happened, right? But then coming out of that, like 2021, being a part of the first national team or national championship team, like, describe that experience. Like, you've been seeing this program your entire life, and now you are a contributor to the highest peak it's ever seen. Describe that feeling and that experience for everyone.
Yeah, I think it's just so cool to kind of watch the program like grow with me and like me grow with the program. And like coming in, I raced in the varsity my freshman year, but like when I first came in, my goal was, okay, if I can make a boat for NCAA's, like that would be awesome. And I kind of thought like, oh, it's going to be really hard and maybe I won't make it this year, but that was my goal. And I think like what really helped me get better was rowing with these girls who had so much experience and being put in kind of like uncomfortable situations, like rowing with them. And I attribute so much of this to Dave for giving me that opportunity, because I think he does a really great job of pairing freshmen with older girls on the team. So like my first ever week, I think at Texas, we would do 7K races in pairs, and it was kind of like a pairs matrix type of thing. And I was paired with LJ, who was the girl who had stroked the varsity and ended up stroking it that year, and who I had always like looked up to. And I was so nervous. I like have never been so nervous for a row in my life, because like I knew probably everything about her. She was like, who is this freshman that's like gonna, and I was like probably steering us straight into the bushes. But I think just like getting to row with girls like that is really what like helped me get better. And so then freshman year, raced in the varsity, and we were second at NCAA's to Washington. And so I was the bow seat. So we were leading for like part of the race. I think it was like 750 to go to last maybe 200 meters. And in the bow seat, you can tell obviously when you're in the lead, because there's like no one in your peripheral. So, and then we got sprinted through by Washington in the last like 300 meters, 200 meters of the race. So it was a great race, and we were so happy with it, because that was the best that Texas had done ever at NCAA's, and just a great showing by all boats as a team. But I think that was what really made me like, okay, like I do not want that feeling again of being so close to winning it and then getting sprinted through. And I think before, whenever we talk about NCAA's, it was hard for me to really understand what it was going to be like. And then actually being in the race, I think that race too was one of the closest NCAA's ever. The whole field was within like a few seconds. It was super competitive that year. So just experiencing it firsthand, I really went into the next few years with such a greater understanding of exactly what we were working for and exactly what needed to be done to reach our goal, which was to win NCAA's. And we, as a team too, like we never really talk about winning, but of course, like everyone knows that that's like the end goal, but it's more like just about the journey that like we follow as a team. But then the next year was COVID, so big disappointment, because I think we were really gearing up to like have a really great showing at NCAA's. We had been working super hard, and then obviously everyone felt that way. Super disappointing. But then the following year, it was kind of an even bigger build up, because it was the culmination of 2 years rather than just one. And rowing in the varsity, like that boat that year had so much just chemistry as like personalities, I guess. And I think that was just like an unreal experience from the start to the finish of the year, because it felt like you truly were just a part of something like much bigger than yourself, and really pulling for the people in your boat, but also the program as a whole, and every like girl that had come before you to get Texas to where it was at that point. And I think just winning that year, it really meant so much, just because, right, it was a program that I had seen like in front of my eyes developing all these years. And yeah, we were a part of the first year to win, but it took so much more than just us. And I felt lucky to have gotten to see that, at least for 2 years before. But so many people, even before that, were such a big part of it.